What's up, guys? We got another series here starting since it's Friday. Like I said, I'm going to start a series on Friday. I'm kind of going to continue a series on Friday and then switch it up when I get done. And this is SC2VN, the esports visual novel. I have very like this much knowledge of whatever is going to go on in this. So it has to do with esports, and you go, and now I'm just get into it and let's go. It's about StarCraft. Oh, it's South Korea and the people who play it. Okay, I knew it was like a StarCraft or something. If you're new to esports or StarCraft, you can watch a short voice acted scene that will introduce you to the professional StarCraft. Or you can watch the scene later and the actions manage you get right into the action. Fine.
Hey, Timmy, long time no see. How's it going?
Oh, hey, Day9. Not too good.
Oh, why so glum, dude? What's up?
Gosh, what is this garbage?
Well, I want to play this super neat new game. It's called SC2VN. But I don't know that much about StarCraft. I'm afraid a bunch of stuff is just gonna go over my head.
Cool. So I'm just sorry moving stuff around. This seems to be the best spot I think I'm gonna get out of everything. This is so bizarre.
Oh, don't get down on yourself, Timmy. How about I help you out on some background info? That way you won't feel so lost.
Gosh.
Wow, really? Thanks, Day9. You're the best.
No problem, Timmy. So, what would you like to know?
Okay, well, what were the earliest days of StarCraft like in Korea?
What is this garbage? Sorry, I watched the video just because it'll be fun.
Oh, you mean the days when players dressed up in spacesuits and played in tiny studios with fog machines?
Oh, that sounds so cool.
This sounds so cool. What is this garbage?
Okay, hold on. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Don't you need me to tell you what StarCraft actually is?
Please, Day9, I'm not that bad. What kind of person downloads visual novels about StarCraft without knowing that it's a popular real-time strategy game made by Blizzard?
Well, Timmy, in the off chance that this is a recording designed for complete newbies to eavesdrop upon, how about I go over a few basics?
What is this?
Ugh, fine.
What is this?
Like you said, Timmy, StarCraft is a highly competitive game. Rather than the black and white of chess pieces, players choose between 3 different races, each with its own advantages and playstyles. The powerful, enigmatic Protoss, the scrappy, efficient Terran, or the swarmy, insect-like Zerg. For 15 years, StarCraft has been played professionally in South Korea.
15 years, huh? That's pretty crazy.
Wow, really? You mean people can play video games for a living?
Look at chair.
That's right, Timmy. Corporate sponsors fund teams for millions of dollars, just like any other sport. And the players compete on televised tournaments for cash prizes in events known as Star Leagues. Esports is the real deal.
And people actually tune into the tournaments? They watch StarCraft on TV?
Man, this is...
I can't believe it.
Believe it, Timmy. Those television broadcasts help expose StarCraft to non-gamers. And fans began to follow esports not only because they played the game themselves, but because they could get invested in the players, personalities, rivalries, the storylines.
What is this garbage?
Oh, I guess that
I
makes
just wanted to play the
sense.
video because it's
So,
funny.
esports became popular in Korea in the early 2000s. What was happening everywhere else in the world?
Oh my gosh.
Well, StarCraft was certainly successful in the West, with a ton of great competitors existing from all over the world. But StarCraft didn't really catch on as a televised esport anywhere else. So as a result, the Korean players, with their professional training and their televised tournaments, were head and shoulders above everyone else.
Well, okay, the Koreans were better in StarCraft 1, but wasn't everyone on an even playing field when StarCraft 2 came out?
Well, at first, yeah, but you have to remember that Korea already had an infrastructure for televised esports. They simply rolled that same regimented practice schedule over to StarCraft 2. And even though everyone started the same, quickly, Korea left the rest of the world in the dust. Only a handful of non-Korean players have ever been able to put up a challenge. Nothing really compares to the Korean team house.
What's a team house?
Come on, Timmy, you can figure this one out. A for effort, Timmy. It's pretty much what it sounds like. A team house is both living quarters and a practice environment. Coaches and managers add structure to a daily schedule, they match you up against practice partners in a way that's more productive to you, and because everyone lives together, they're talking strategy all the time. It's pretty much unanimously agreed upon that Korea is the place to be to get better at StarCraft. As a result, Western pros head abroad to train or boot camp pretty regularly.
Wow, I feel so enlightened. This knowledge.
Thrilled to be of service, Timmy. Anything else I can assist with?
Yeah, I think that covers everything, Mr. 9. Now I can read SC2VN without Googling every 5 minutes. Thanks for helping me out. I super duper appreciate it.
Oh my god.
Totally.
Anyways, I'll see you later. Thanks again.
Good luck, Timmy, and try not to get the bad...
There's a bad ending? Oh no. I'm gonna suck at this again. Here we go! And then you select the gender of the main character, mech. That's be a boy. The choice will mostly impact how she appears in the story. Differences are minor, okay. Now select the main character. Boy. Begin the story as the male character. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into here, guys? There's a certain feeling that every StarCraft player gets before they lose. Most try to ignore it at first, but the inevitable is just another challenge to fight through. Like their past mistakes don't count if they just try a little bit harder. It's a natural thing to believe, otherwise contradicts the hours we spend practicing. Still, every player must eventually come to terms with the defeat. That they have to queue up for another game, or maybe that they flew across the world for nothing. I have never met many players that can take a loss in stride. It's painful, it's permanent, it's proof that your best isn't always enough. Long after elimination, I remained at the PC with a blank look on my eye. Clicks shoot from the fingers as I leap the page to page. A tournament update mentions my defeat in passing, but no one acknowledges it. When my frustration fades, I'm left with only guilt. I should have practiced harder. I guess they're sticking around to watch the final few games, but the knot in my stomach persuades me to avoid any more stress. People are nice enough to a foreigner with a heart to attempt a Star League qualifier. But without a win, it's just one more in a long line of losers. Hundreds spend their best years chasing the esports dream. 1 in 50 make it. This is for those that don't. Oh man. Every game of StarCraft begins the same. Gather resources. Train a worker. Construct a building. Rally an ally. Army. Defend the base. Contest the map. Learn something small into something more. The game is pushing. It's stressful. It's jarring. Training, it builds you up and tears you down. It's not for everyone. It might not even be for me. How many more chances am I going to get? Was this my last? Oh, the feeling is back. Why am I still trying? Why can't I quit? My fist rattles the desk and I send a plastic ball into the floor. With my chin in hand, I throw myself into the match replay. I forced down a measured breath. Losing a throwaway ladder game shouldn't bother a player of my rank. Scout denial and my poor control of the final game gave my opponent the edge. In retrospect, my mistake seemed obvious. I toyed with the conclusion that he was hacking before realizing that I'm just making excuses. No, I should have been able to win that one. Despite the Grandmaster's badge next to my handle, I find myself too anxious to queue up for another game. The loss at the Victory Star League qualifier earlier today isn't helping my mindset. I comb my tiny room with a look, relentless and unmotivated. Sitting alone in the dark room for an extended period of time is incredibly depressing. The fact I learned only when it became a significant part of my life. Only one thing surfing. I gotta get out of here. After double-checking my apartment door is locked, I hustle down the stairs onto the sidewalk. Light glows with each step towards the shining skyline. Another word. Catchy beats and posters of flawless smiles dominate streets after street. Foot traffic is thin and impatient. Seoul Tower stands tall from the distant hilltop. But even the lingering element of life in a faraway place can't dread me out of my hopelessness. Sometimes, especially on days like this, I regret pursuing esports. It's a thought I've had more times than I'd care to admit since coming to South Korea. Even saying that, I know I can't keep myself from competing. It's my nature. And truth be told, this damn game is the only thing I'm good at. What is StarCraft? Some respond to that with an explanation on the game mechanics or its storyline. There are other public answers too. It requires the dexterity of pianist along with the strategic thinking of chess players. Maybe that's what StarCraft is to most people, but the hundreds who carve out a living on it, StarCraft isn't such a simple thing. It's the embodiment of competition, the perfect playing field, no need for athletic genes, rapid parents, tooting tutors, or expensive summer camps. You pick up the game on your own, you learn, you improve, you work. If you're good enough, you become a god. And if you fail, you stay a nobody. I'm not building towards a long-term career. I am friendless in a foreign country. I'm respected by no one. And if I don't qualify for VLS next month, I'll be back home at square one. I'll be nothing. But hey, at least I'll play a video game all day. Are you completely sure you haven't forgotten anything? Do you have enough money for a cab when you land? Are you sure the apartment got your money? Is your cell phone charged? You brought an extra charger, right? Mom, I'm fine. Please, nothing bad is going to happen. Remember, there won't be anyone to do your laundry, cook your meals, or wake you up when you oversleep. Budget well, you'll have 2 months. I won't hear anything about a loan for a flight home. It takes effort to keep a frown on my face. I'm certain that my parents came to see me off so only that they could say they did. I've already sunk the entirety of my savings into this. Now isn't the time for second thoughts. My dad gestures toward the security line and taps his watch twice. Go on, the sooner it's over with the better. Oh, come on. Come back in one piece, hon. Nothing comes when I think of how I want to respond, so I only nod. Without another word, my parents walk away. Okay. He has to make his own mistakes. I tap my fists, pace quickening. Even though I want to prove everyone who doubted me wrong, I'm tired of losing for no one's sake but my own. With the sunset overhead, signs watch the street color. I wander so far that a walk back to my apartment would take almost a half hour. My renewed driven to practice my craft drives me to search for a place to play. It's not long before they see the words looking for. PC Bang. The amount of foot traffic is pretty popular in a cafe. A sign on the front door window reads Golden Zone Fire. You thought although I've only visited a few times, PC bangs are one of the things I'm interested in about Korea when I first got into StarCraft. Dunking it out for champion status for a neighbor cafe is old school cool, like the type of western where sheriff defends his turf against upstarts and outlaws. It's an idea that had a little bit dated these. Most StarCraft 2 competitions take place in either online or broadcasting studios. I'll admit, I've daydreamed of being born a decade earlier and playing the original esport Blood War during the rise alongside the PC Bang. A better time, or so they say online. I trundle up the stairs and pass through the doorway, immediately struck by the size of the place. There has to be at least 80 computers. The crowd is too large for an normal event. There are more people than there are PCs even. I indulge my curiosity at the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of SC2 from behind someone's shoulder. Excuse me, is there an event going on? The guy turns and looks at me as I'm speaking some other language than Korean. A brief silence, he responds, "Are you new or something? How have you not heard of the all-out attack?" "Yeah, I'm new, just asking." He hums and glances for a moment. Although he doesn't apologize, he does fill me in. Golden Sunfire hosts StarCraft 2 called All Attack once a month. It's one of the few places you'll find a decent player outside the online Cup or Star League. Used to be Blood War tournament, actually. I see, thanks man. Who are you here to cheer for? He only stares in response. The guy walks away and shakes a head, mumbling something over about foreigners. The back of his shirt sports a Korean Programmer Association logo. Oh, he must be a Blood War fan. The StarCraft teams under KPGA, sorry, I gotta read this. Regulations complete anything except the original game Blood War. Understandably, they don't want to fracture a scene they worked hard to build up. And that's lucky for those of us trying to keep from drowning in a game that's actually deep in talent. KPGA players train for unbelievable hours. Well, I came here to practice and now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so if what this guy said is true. A few stairs follow me as I walk forward and put my name on the sign-up list. I must look like a tourist over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go abroad for esports, but most come to Korea only once they have the results or fame. After playing for hours with the PC time at my front desk, I settle for a station that has a mouse and a keyboard similar to my setup back home. A few minutes later, I'm joined my opponent's game lobby just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I check his profile to see he's ranked midway through Master League. Not bad for a casual player. It seems eager enough by the time he spamming go in the pregame chat. The game gets underway once I confirm that I'm ready. Workers, minerals, Visping gas, and Commander Center. I start out each match with only these resources at my disposal. It's my job to turn them into something I can defeat my opponent. Generally, that means I need to build the structures capable of training units for my army. My build order determines how many end of the matchup plays out. The game I've opted for quick Hellion attack. Not only will it offer me a chance to deal some damage to my opponent, but it also allow me to scout. But it seems I don't have much to worry about. My opponent went for the greedy build order, focusing entirely on his economy instead of his army. Fortunately for him, the match isn't going to last long enough for this risk to pay off. My Hellions make short work of his single queen and a handful of Virgolins. With his line out of the way, I'm free to rush his mineral line and roast his workers, denying him the resources he needs to muster an army. Facing down a marine reinforcement, it's not long before my separate opponent types out 2 words, GG, easy. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety floods out of my body. StarCraft is tense. It's exaggerating to say that there's never a moment to relax until the match is over. Proceeding with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent. And it's Excel? I draw my lips in a line and let my shoulders slouch. Well, that's the end of this tournament run. Excel is one of South Korea's strongest terrain players. He's well known for his old school creed, but balanced playing style and friendly banter. He lost in a round of 8 last season's VSL. A respectable finish, if not a high-paying one. From what I remember, Excel was a good Blood War player, but he was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year, so it makes sense he switched. While I'm considering a short rush should I do to steal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder in turn. Huh. So you are a foreigner. And found none other than the man himself standing there. This is a bit surreal considering how I followed Excel's play for almost as long as I've been in StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Hey, I think we play next round. I'm Mac. I turn. He misses a beat before regaining his files. I likely surprised that I understood and then answered him. Yeah, I saw you won your game. Not bad. It's not common to see foreigners in an all-out attack. Are you on a team? I'm not. I'm trying to find one, though. I'm sure you know how that goes. I grin stupidly, which Excel doesn't seem to mind. He pauses to scratch his cheeks before responding. Well, good luck. Don't expect another easy match. You too. Thanks. Oh, dang it. At least he laughed. My stress has become, from before, is almost gone. If I lose, big deal. I'm expected to lose. If I win, I beat Excel! I'm still chewing over with cheese I should perform before finally deciding to just play standard. Should I squander the rare chance to practice against a top player? He and I banter back and forth in the pre-game lobby for a bit before the game gets underway. I haven't gone up against a player as strong as Excel in a while. There probably wasn't a single person at BLS qualified at his level. That only makes a potential victory all the more tantalizing. It's a chance to prove myself, and I've got what it takes. Even if I've decided to play standard, he's still got a decision to make on how to execute my mid-game strategy. This map is well suited for a Hellion attack. I'll have plenty of room to poke around his expansion since it lacks a choke point. An attack by air might be a strong option, but the distance between our bases is relatively long by land, so it'll take a Banshee less than 5 seconds to travel from mine to his. I'm confident with both styles. It's just a matter of how I want to execute the attack. I cut an extra unit production to get out a Banshee as soon as possible. The earlier I'm able to hit, the less chance that Excel will have the right defenses. With my Banshee en route, I clear up a path on his base with a handful of Marines. Denying information to my opponent is important, even though if I don't plan to attack from that blind spot. Seems to have been the right choice, as his Marines are out of position when my Banshees arrive at his base. I managed to secure a few worker kills before ordering a retreat. Since I didn't lose my Banshee, Excel has spent minerals on air defense. Knowing that, I prepare a transition to a full ground army. This game is going slow. Although Excel took his expansion before I did, the damage he took puts us on even footing. I follow up with an army of Marines, Marauders, and Dropships, and the bread and butter of most terrain players. Since I cleared a space between our bases, he's in the dark about the timing of this next attack, so there's a solid chance that I should do enough damage here to end the game. But just as I arrive at the outskirts of Excel's answer, one of his dropships uploads a handful of Marines to my base. That's going to slow down my ability to reinforce. Whoa, my focus is on the drop in the main. Excel rushed into the army I left outside of his base while I was paying attention, he got a concave formation on me. Just like that, my advantage evaporates. Although I managed to stay in the game a bit longer, XL wisely guards his lead by immediately taking a third base. Soon enough, his economic advantage was reflected on the size of his army. After my blunder, XL play was alright. There's really wasn't anything for me to do. With a groan, I offered a GG and conceded the match. I didn't exactly throw my lead, but I did get seriously outplayed. Fantasizing about how victory would have felt doesn't help me much. My mind of the loss, knowing that I did my best only helps me so much. But at a moment, XL turns a corner with a smile and raised eyebrow. Good game, man. You're actually not bad. I assume you were here for fun or something. Oh, thanks. I'm here for fun, though. You played really well. I'm surprised most foreigners don't hit timings like that. Good vision control too, and your scouting was top notch. Oh, you're really not a team? Are you at least staying at a team house, or are you studying abroad? Nothing like that. I'm staying by myself in an apartment by the VSL studios. You came to Korea alone on your own dime? You're not just visiting? Yes? I do my best not to seem awkward about my answer, but any reason to worry disappears when SL smiles. It takes some serious gut to move out here like that. I can't think of a single person who made it out here on their own. If you knew my competitors watch our conversation, it's probably not often that XL gives his attention to a random nobody he crushed early in a bracket. I've got some time before my next game. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. Oh, sure. With a nod, XL leads me from the PC area to the back of the cafe. We pass a number of known players on the way there, most lounging around no differently than the cafe's other patrons. Maybe they aren't different. I guess even professionals like to kick back in with a tangle of cords and rush into a cafe every now and then. Games shouldn't be all about business all the time, although I bet that KPGA executives disagree. XL comes to a stop away from the constant tapping of keyboards. He then plops himself into a seat against the wall and invites me to join him with a wave of his hand. As I take my seat, I look up to find someone I recognize at his side. Jet, a Zern and former VLS champ. She won StarCraft's very first Grand Final tournament back in the beta. A year ago, she may have been the game's most famous player. Her flappant and inflammatory antics have made her somewhat controversial figure. She rarely GGs, isn't afraid to talk trash on stage. And there she is, just sitting here. It's all I can do not to stare. A smile plays on her lips when she glances at me to excel. XL, seriously, stop promising my autograph as a reward for beating you. Hilarious, he can understand you. He can understand you, by the way. Who are you up against next round? Some Chet dishwasher on LT/. Ugh, I hate ZVZ. Jet rolls her eyes back at me. After a brief appraisal, she lifts her chin and speaks a single word. Name? What? Oh, I'm Max. I'm a train. I'm on, I'm teamless. Jet shifts her glaze back as the souls ask, what did you bring this noob back here? Before she can actually say anything, SL comes to my defense with an easy smile. Hey, cool with it with the judgment until you've seen him play. Plus, you've never heard of a foreigner that came here all alone, just for StarCraft. My man right here did. You'd have to admit that's brave. If that endorsement doesn't convince enough, she offers one of her classic grins for good measure. The response seems to satisfy her for now. Well, I try to keep from showing anything that contradicts XL's assessment. Jet aims her attention back at me. Didn't see your name on the list of people who made the past VSL qualifier. How'd you place? I lost my second to last match, the qualifier before that. I dropped out of the final game of the last series. 2 attempts without making it, huh? Hard to tell much from that. Mainly depends on the bracket you had. How do you live here with no team? Do you stream or something? I used to stream, but I didn't get enough views to make any money. My following is pretty small. Small is an understatement. Non-existent is closer to the truth. I understand how that is. So your parents pay for everything? No. I'm here on my summer job earnings and a little bit of extra money from my grandparents. How lucky. I never got any handouts. This isn't going very well. Still, Excel looks as collected as ever, watching with a smile as the interrogation continues. Did you play Blood War? Not really. I mean, I had a copy as a kid, but I wasn't good. Had to cheat even to finish the campaign. Oh, then you were only a little bit worse than Jet. Jet's called silently at the jab, and the truth that 2 years she spent playing Blood War was almost unremarkable. This is when you first try. Then this is your first try at professional gaming? When I nod, she gives me a hard look. Why are you out here? What do you mean? I'm sure you're aware of your chances. It's been more than 5 years since the foreign programmer accomplished anything northwest in Korea. I know what she's getting at. It's not like I've had a particularly great or unique answer. I scratch behind my head and look away. I mean, why else? I came here to become better at StarCraft. Everyone knows that Korea is the place to do that. And why is that? Well, because the best players. Ah, crap. I'm not asking you why you want to become better. I missed that answer. Sorry, God. Oh, might feel a little spinny. It feels like she's forcibly extracting the truth from me. All the shame. I can't leave her expression unanswered. I do my best to avoid showing her embarrassment and feel my honest response. Because I want to become champion, or at least show I can complete it at the level. Everyone who plays this game wants that, don't they? TCH, you're right about one thing. Every idiot that makes it to Grandmaster and takes a map off a good player thinks he's a pro game material. A champion, huh? Sheesh. She clicks her tongue and slights, but doesn't seem displeased. Well, at least any more so than usual. I wouldn't have proved much ground to stand if I were to disagree with her. Jet is one of the few who has accomplished what the rest of us dreamed about. Don't be so harsh. His style is solid and he stood toe-to-toe with me for a while. With enough time, he could compete. Well, do you think... Why don't you practice with him a bit? I could. Little harm in giving him a chance. Wait. Back up. What just happened? Did they say practice? And did she say yes? Excel answered with a pleased expression. Jet takes a moment to stretch out before again crossing her arms across her chest. Stop staring and say something, Mac. I shout. As that on my name wakes me from my stunned silence, I jolt up upright and offer a fury of nods. Sorry, I say yes. Definitely say yes. Jet and Excel watch me in silence until I lower myself back into my seat. It takes some determination to come out here alone. Let's see if it translates over to wins, eh? Eh? Oh, in Canada? This is Korea, not Canada. With a thumbs up, it's settled. I have somehow found myself one of the best practice partners in the world. I really hope this isn't just for novelty. I'll play someone random foreigner. Excel, it's about time to get back to the all attack. Wouldn't you want to get queued if... Wouldn't want to get DQ'd if we were all matching in the SEMs. Can you be certain that I don't lose to Mac already? What if this was my way of saving face? Funny. You have lost to a foreigner even... Have you lost to a foreigner even once? He, you know, knows who's playing on barcode account. You sure don't want to pot spill. Final offer. Collude with you? Not a chance. What about it, Mac? Gonna stick around? PC Bang with a bustle of tournament isn't great training environment. The bracket will probably take a few hours to work through. No, I'm going to head home. I got a lot of practicing to do tonight. Leaving already? Well, hey, it was good to meet you, man. Beat a golden zero off tomorrow morning and we'll find out if you're overhyped. Will do. I race and offer them each a nod and thanks before heading back towards the PC area. The last thing I see is a vague smile from Jet as she leans over and whispers something to XL. I squeeze my way through the groaning crowd and manage to make it way through the doorway leading outside. When I hit the street, I melt with a cold breeze and rush of voices, sound, and light. This is it. A shot. One final shot to make it happen. At least a chance to live the life I want. I quicken my pace, eager for a comfort for a dark room and a bright monitor. This is the day that everything changes. Okay, I guess this is the start. Okay guys, we're going to end this video here. Like I said, every Friday I'm going to be playing this until I finish it. I'm not going to do it like I did Citizen Ottoman, where I just kept playing and playing and playing and the video. I'm not going to keep that going because it, you know, I want to keep it different variety for you guys. So this is what was it? SC2VN. So here we go. I'm gonna play this little crazy, little fun, you know, something a little different. So I will see you again. Bye.